Unit 5. Do you know where it is? Unit 5, pages 38 and 39. Look and listen. Ray wants to move to this town. He's asking the people in the community about the town.
Could you tell me where the center of town is?
Sure. Go straight ahead, through the park, over the bridge. It's on the other side.
Is it better to live in a house or an apartment?
Well, I live in an apartment above the store. It isn't as nice as a house, but it's less expensive.
Do you have to worry about crime?
No, there's very little crime here. That's the least of our worries.
Could you tell me about the cost of living?
It's lower than in the city, but we don't have as many facilities and services.
Are there good restaurants?
There's one good Italian restaurant in the downtown area.
Are there any good cultural events?
There's a theater group, and the university's orchestra is one of the best in the area.
What don't you like about this town? There's hardly anything to do here at night. Nothing exciting ever happens. Do you know where the nearest taxi stand is?
The closest stand is about 5 blocks away.
What's the worst problem in this town?
I think there's too much traffic. It's worse than in a lot of big cities.
Quality of life indicators. What do you look for in a town, community? How do you rank these quality of life indicators? What's first, second, and so on?
Cost of living. Cost of housing. Clean air, air quality. Low crime rate. Green areas. Hospitals. Good schools. Good public transportation. Culture and recreation. Your idea.
Unit 5, page 39. Part 2, Pair Work. A. Pretend you are new to your town. Ask and answer about places in your town.
Could you tell me where the bank is?
Certainly. It's through the mall, above the food court.
Do you know where the nearest music store is?
Sure. Go straight along this street. It's 3 blocks down, right across from the public library.
Which is the least expensive restaurant in town?
It's Barney's. It isn't as good as Molly's, but it's okay.
B. Look at the quality of life indicators and rank the items. Use numbers from the most important, 1, to the least important, 9, for you. Compare with your partner. Unit 5, page 42, Part 5, Listening. Listen to the news story about garbage and recycling. Answer true or false.
One of the biggest problems in cities around the world is disposing of garbage. Mexico City produces approximately 11,000 tons every day. 1 week's garbage is enough to fill Aztec Stadium, one of Mexico's largest. But the United States produces the most garbage of all the countries in the world, about 210 million tons a year. That's about 4.5 pounds for each person a day. Some cities have recycling centers. They separate paper, glass, cans, and plastic from the regular waste. Today, almost any kind of garbage can be recycled, and the environment can be protected. For example, 50 kilos of recycled paper saves 1 tree. Some cities have trained their citizens and encouraged them to keep their cities clean. In many cities in the United States, people have to put plastic bottles and cans in separate garbage bags or cans. Paper also is kept separate. The plastic, paper, and metal are taken to special centers for recycling. In Curitiba, a large city in the south of Brazil, the inhabitants like to say that theirs is the most ecological city in the world. The city council found a very practical solution to the problem of trash. Recyclable trash can be exchanged for bus coupons or for food.
Unit 5, page 42, Part 6, Pronunciation. Listen and practice. Note the rising and falling tones. The indirect question below has a rising intonation. The WH question has a falling intonation.
Do you know where the bus stop is? Where's the museum?
Unit 5, page 43, Part 8, Conversation. My kind of neighborhood.
So, how do you like Evergreen, Judy?
I'm glad we moved there. The air is clean and our neighborhood is quiet and safe. I spend much less time on my commute to work now.
What are your neighbors like?
I have really nice neighbors. They gave us a lot of good information about places and services in the town when we first moved in.
Does the community offer good services?
Oh, sure. There are several stores near our house, and the children's school is only a few blocks away. The only problem is public transportation. It isn't as good as in the city, but you can't have it all. Where are you living now, Ken?
Do you know where the Rangers Stadium is? I live about 2 blocks away. I often can't find a place to park, and there's sometimes a lot of noise because of the games.
Why don't you find another place and move out?
Your ending. What will Ken say next? Make a choice. 1,
I guess I'm used to it. I don't want to move.
2,
Now I'm a Rangers fan, so I like to be near the stadium.
3,
Rents are less expensive near the stadium.
4. Your idea. Unit 5, page 44, Part 10. Reading. Barcelona.
In many international studies, Barcelona rates as one of the places with the highest quality of life for its citizens. Quality of life is not only sun and shopping, but it includes safety, education, housing, and other factors. Indicators that rate Barcelona as one of the cities with the best quality of life in the world. Hospitals, 62. Urban parks and gardens, 53. Life expectancy, 77.1. Number of theaters, 33. University students, 198,087. Number of cinemas, 93. Sports facilities, 3,341. Number of museums, 49. After I read the above information about Barcelona, I decided to check it out on my trip to Europe. I was surprised at what I found. Talking about their city is one of the favorite pastimes for the people of Barcelona. At lunch, dinner, or sitting in sidewalk cafes, ordinary people actually have conversations and debates about art and architecture in the city. The city council asks for citizens' opinions, and citizens participate in decisions about ways to improve the quality of life. This interest in the development of the city began in the 1850s, when Barcelona became an example for architecture in Europe. Architects such as Antonio Gaudí, 1852 to 1926, designed striking, unusual modern buildings. I visited his most famous work, the Church of the Holy Family, with its 8 towers, all over 328 feet, 100 meters high. Then I walked to the cathedral. It was a Sunday afternoon, and there was a crowd in front of the church. Everyone was dancing. Before I knew it, I was in the middle doing the Catalan national dance. Near the cathedral, there is a small square called Plaza del Rey. Here, the King and Queen of Spain, Ferdinand and Isabella, met Columbus when he returned from the Americas. Barcelona is also called the City of Museums. Picasso lived here for many years, and his museum contains the most important collection of the artist's work. But my favorite place was Las Ramblas. A stroll along this long street lined with trees, newsstands, and cafes is the best introduction to Barcelona. It is a place to relax and meet people. I planned to stay in Barcelona for 3 days, but I stayed for 2 weeks. I'd like to live there. There's always something to do in the city. I can say that when one is tired of Barcelona, one is tired of life.
End of Unit 5.